Frank, why don't we put that away? So in this example, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that now we have two separate rational expressions. Rather than multiplying or dividing like we did in our last homework, now they're asking us to multiply add or subtract. So I just want to make sure, Frank, you didn't listen to me. OK, now you did. So remember, when we're adding and subtracting, just like we did with fractions, if you guys remember that one day we had the sub, we went over fractions. Fraction operations, the main important thing is we need to get common denominators. So we have to find the LCD, the smallest term that both of our denominators divide into. So when identifying the LCD, my advice to you would be to treat every single term separately. So let's look at the LCD of just 8 and 4. What's the smallest number that 8 and 4 both divide into? That 8 doesn't divide into 4 evenly. 8 and 4 both have to divide into this number. Guys, here are the numbers that 4 divides into. 4, 8, 12, 16. Here's the numbers that 8 divides into. 8, 16. What is this? I know, you're right. I'm just waiting for everybody else to get to it. What is the smallest number that they both divide into? 8. OK? I get the 2 and the 4 answers, the most common, and I'm not sure where they come from. The least common denominator, the smallest number that they both divide into. OK? For instance, now the variables. Again, what is the smallest value that x and x cubed divides into? Yes. Right? The smallest value that x, here's all the values x divides into. Here's what x cubed divides into. So the smallest value is x cubed. The smallest value that y cubed and y divides into is y cubed. OK, so that's our LCD. Now what we need to do is multiply to get our LCD on both sides. So over here on the left, you guys can see we have the LCD, right? So we're good. We don't need to do anything. But over here, we do not have the LCD, so we need to figure out what multiplier do I need to multiply so that it has the LCD. So to go from 4 to 8, I need to multiply by 2. To go from x to x cubed, I need to multiply by x squared, and the same thing for y squared. However, if I just multiply in the denominator, I'm not producing an equivalent fraction. So I have to multiply on the numerator and the denominator to produce equivalent fractions. Now, this is going to produce my LCD. And if you guys remember, when you have two fractions with the same denominator, you just apply the operation to the numerator, right, and keep the denominator the same. So therefore, I have 3 minus 2x squared y squared divided by 8x cubed y cubed. Now, we look at this, and these are not like terms. These are not like terms, so I can't simplify them any further. You cannot divide across subtraction, so therefore, this would be your final answer. OK? And again,